Shots were fired from them stating that, first of all, the police should not be in charge of collecting money for tinted permits. I mean, it's not supposed to be a revenue generating force. It's supposed to be the other way around. So, but what do you make out of this whole fiasco?
Right now, we've come to a state where a bit of knowledge, information, and lawlessness acts to the favor of the police. If you have a vehicle that is tinted, I will advise you, get a permit. Let's avoid those confrontations that never end well. There is no law in the Constitution that says the vehicle that is tinted is a crime. Police side of it, they said, okay, if any police officer should harass anybody, they will deal. But you're dealing with the officer after the harassment, which means whatever must have transpired, the victim has received the sad end of the activity of the policeman. We have to find a way of letting the policeman do his job and letting these people move about.
We should be talking about more digital way of policing. We should be seeing less guns, more technology now. Most of the cars that are coming now, they have factory tint. When a car is tinted and somebody buys it and you now issue a tint permit to the person, does it prevent the person from using it for kidnapping? How does it solve crime? How does it prevent kidnapping? Because at the end of the day, you are now outrightly banning tinted glass. You are just asking for money, that if you can drive a car with tinted glass, you should pay for it. So it's classism. It's almost like you are saying this is meant for the rich people that can pay for the permit.
The Nigerian Police Force says the motor vehicle tinted glass permit policy remains in force despite ongoing public debate and legal action. Now, in a statement, the police said there is no final court ruling declaring the policy unlawful or stopping its enforcement. While it is exercising restraint out of respect for the court, the force noted that pending litigation does not remove its legal responsibility to ensure public safety. The police described the regulation of tinted vehicle glasses as a key security measure, linking misuse to crimes such as kidnapping and armed robbery. It assured the public that any enforcement will be carried out professionally with respect for human rights, and one that officers involved in extortion or abuse of power will be disciplined. It's quite interesting. I saw the statement issued by the NBA. Shots were fired from them stating that, first of all, the police should not be in charge of collecting money for tinted permits. I mean, it's not supposed to be a revenue generating force. It's supposed to be the other way around. So, but what do you make out of this whole fiasco?
Okay, now, when there is an issue, a group always profits off it, as long as the other group is not strong enough to talk on their behalf. Now, the NBA is a body. The NBA is not the person sitting in the vehicle with the tinted glass or the owner of the vehicles with tinted glasses. This, on the other hand, should not be an issue at all. Your job is to safeguard lives and property. So if they are doing that to their best, we won't be having issues whether the vehicle is tinted or not. But right now, we've come to a state where a bit of knowledge, information, and lawlessness acts to the favor of the police. If you have a vehicle that is tinted, I will advise you, get a permit. Let's avoid those confrontations that never end well. Never ends well. But on the side of the police, there is no law in the Constitution that says the vehicle that is tinted is a crime.
I mean,
let's start from those particular basics. And harassment, from your police side of it, they said, okay, if any police officer should harass anybody, they will deal. But you're dealing with the officer after the harassment, which means whatever must have transpired, the victim has received the sad end of the activity of the policeman. We have to find a way of letting the policeman do his job and letting these people move about. Now we have security issues in Nigeria, so there is enough reason for them to hold on and say, okay, good and fine, we are going back to this. But also remember that the court says, so let's obey court orders. But that another completely new
different topic.
Because the question will now be, how many people obey that court order when it's not in their favor?
Coming to you, I mean, what is wrong with a car being tinted? And just like Chuk said, obey court orders. Do you see the police obeying court orders? Even though they are saying that, yes, there's a court ruling, but it doesn't stop them from enforcing this.
I like that the NBA is standing up to them and they are trying to remind them that they have an obligation to obey the court order. But beyond that, there's no, in global policing in 2025, there is no reason why tinted glass of a vehicle should be making headline. It shouldn't be a cause of debate. We should be talking about more digital way of policing. We should be seeing less guns, more technology now. And this shouldn't be a debate in any way because, okay, let's break it down. So when a car is tinted, most of the cars that are coming out, they have factory tints.
Yes.
So when a car is tinted and somebody buys it and you now issue a tint permit to the person, does it now prevent the person from using the car to commit armed robbery? Does it prevent the person from using it for kidnapping? Isn't it just for you to stop the person and the person show you the tint permits, they go, or if they don't have, you get money from them? Sure. So I don't see in the, let's break this genius idea of yours of issuing police clearance for permits, for tints. How does it solve crime? How does it prevent kidnapping? Because at the end of the day, you are now outrightly banning tinted glass. You are just asking for money that if you can drive a car with tinted you should pay for it. So it's classism. It's almost like you are saying this is meant for the rich people that can pay for the permit. If you are poor, then we'll arrest you for driving this sort of car. So it's classism rather than policing, rather than preventing crime. Because if you look at it, there's no way. I drive a car. I've had tint permits in the past. It's a piece of paper. It's not digital. It's nothing. So it's not like, when your car is coming, the police can scan your plate number and they can tell if you have tint permit or not. In advanced country, you drive, you take the wrong turn, you are speeding, you get home, you get a mail that says, you speed so with pictures. So you cannot argue that this is not my car. And you have to pay. That's the way, the global practices are right now. And you commit driving offenses here and there. Your license is suspended. You get a mail to say, you still have your license. We know you cannot drive with it because if we stop you and we scan your license, we know that it's suspended. You're going to jail. So not stopping cars, causing traffic, artificial traffic all over the place in Nigeria. The road is free. People are trying to go to work. They even have an habit of causing traffic on Monday morning when everybody is trying to start their week early in the morning. And you're asking for tint permit for, that has nothing to do. In the past, tint permit has never averted or stopped crime or stopped kidnapping. So why are we still having this conversation in 2025?
So another question is, apart from tint permit, you mentioned something, plate numbers. We still have people driving around with covered plate numbers. Do you think that also should apply
Nobody should be allowed to drive with cover plate numbers. If need be, should maybe commander-in-chief or maybe the governor of a state. But other than that, nobody should be driving around with cover plate number. Nobody. That is why there's an alternative for you to have a customized plate number. So if you think you are rich and you don't want to drive like the rest of us, pay extra for your name to be on it, to say, okay, SOUQ 1 or SOUQ 10 or SOUQ 001. So, but why are you covering the plate number? It's a crime. Regardless of how high you are in the society, nobody should be covering the plate number. Nobody.
All right. So, SOUQ, coming to you, do you think this plate number, tint permit, do you think it should fall even under the police force or the VIS or road safety or any other agency?
Let's backtrack a bit. Should we even have a tint permit in the first place? It should not be there in the first place because it's just one of those ambiguities that the system just brings up to collect money off motorists, to collect money off people that should not be there in the first place. So as my thinking, the new tax law these are things that they should cancel.
Okay.
As long as the person has paid the duty on that car, You have paid everything you need to pay. Whatever you need to certify the car, your plate number, and your licensing is all you did. That's all. Roadworthiness and all that. You don't need a tint permit. That was how the car was built. If you go ahead and put your cellophane and tint your car, that's your business. Whatever you want to do, whether you're shading it for whatever that is the person's business. The police job is to maintain and make sure that the communities and the road is secure. That shouldn't be an issue. On those covering numbers, it's just like he said, it's a crime to cover your plate number, even for the governor and the president.
It is a crime. But I was told, according to reliable source, that if it's a governor and if it's inside the vehicle, the plate number is exposed. If it's not inside the vehicle, then it's covered.
Now, this is where we are coming from. We are coming from a military era. So some of the activities and behavior has been transferred into a democratic process. Now, for most army generals, it's not the numbers that are covered, it's the stars on the vehicle that are covered.
Covered, okay.
So you see the army vehicle, the general's car, you see 2-star, 3-star. So if he's in the car, it shows that the general is in the car. It's not covered. But when he's not in the car, then it's covered. It's not the plate number. That's stars that indicate the rank of the person in the vehicle. But now we've transferred that mentality into this particular democratic process, which should not be. Everybody's vehicle number is identification of that car. Should there be an emergency, a crime, or something, there is a number to identify the car with.